Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the second part of exercise 9.3, that is sum number 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now I have broken the sum number 5 into three parts as it has three subparts. Sum number 6 as a whole I have kept but in two parts, that is in two slides. Sum number 7 in one slide, again sum number 8 are in two slides. I have done this because the sums are really very big. So this is the first sum, that is sum number 5. Here you can see the question is written in green and accordingly the figure I have changed. So D, E and F are respectively the midpoints of BC, CA and AB of the triangle ABC. Show that BDEF is a parallelogram. So you can see BDEF is a parallelogram we have to show. So in the triangle ABC, F is a midpoint of AB. F is a midpoint of AB and E is a midpoint of AC. So using midpoint theorem, that a line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. This is the midpoint theorem. We can say EF is parallel to BC. That implies EF is parallel to AD as a part, BD is a part of a parallel line BC, so we can write BD in place of BC. Similarly, D is a midpoint of BC and E is a midpoint of AC. So using midpoint theorem, we can say DE is parallel to AB. That means DE is parallel to FB, as FB or BF is a part of the line AB. So from this two equation 1 and equation 2, we can say EF is parallel to BD and DE is parallel to FB. So since both the sides are parallel, so we can say that DE, BDEF, both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Hence we can say that it is a parallelogram. Either we can prove opposite sides are parallel and equal, then it is a parallelogram, or opposite sides of the parallelogram of the quadrilateral are parallel to each other. So if we can show two pairs of parallel lines, so we can say it is the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So this was our first part. Now second part of the sum says DEF are respectively the midpoints. Now we have to show that area of DEF is 1/4 of the area of ABC. That means the middle part, this part is 1/4 of the full triangle. Now from part 1 we have got that BDEF is a parallelogram. So we can say if DF is the diagonal of the parallelogram BDEF, then the diagonal divides the parallelogram into equal areas of the triangle. So we can write DBF is congruent to DEF, congruent triangles, and hence we can say that congruent triangles have equal areas. So the area of DBF is equals to area of DEF. By previous argument, the way we have showed BDEF is a parallelogram, in that same way we can show FDCF. So this part of the triangle FDCF FDCE is a parallelogram. Here in this parallelogram we have DE as the diagonal. So the diagonal divides the parallelogram into congruent triangles. Those triangles are DEC and triangle DEF. Since the triangles are congruent to each other, the areas are equal. So we get our second equation, that is area DEC is equals to area DEF. Now in the same way we can say that AFED. So we have A, F, E and D like this. Here EF is the diagonal. So EF divides a parallelogram EFDE into congruent triangles. We get congruent triangles. Since the triangles are congruent, their areas are equal. So we get our third equation. Area AFE and area DEF are equal to each other. So from this three equation 1, 2 and 3, we can conclude that area FBD, that is this area 1, DEC, that is this area 2, AFE, that is this area 3, and DFE, we can say all these four triangles areas are equal. Now we add them up. Now on adding we get the full triangle ABC. Adding the four small triangles we get the full triangle ABC. So we add them up. Area of FBD, area of DEC, area of AFE and area of DEF is equals to ABC. Now in place of this 1, 2 and 3 we are going to replace everything by DEF. So from equation 4 all our DEF is equals to area ABC. So 4 area DEF is equals to area ABC. So area DEF is equals to 1/4 of area ABC. So this is how we can show that the middle portion or any of the triangle, when a big triangles are parted, any of the triangle is equals to 1/4 of the full triangle when the partition number of triangles formed are 4. Now the last part of sum number 5 is this area. We have to show BDEF is half of the area ABC. Now BDEF is a parallelogram, that is this parallelogram. We get the first one, BDEF is this parallelogram. We have to show that it is half of the area ABC. So previously what we got area DEF is equals to 1/4 of area ABC. We multiply both sides by 2. So we get 2 area DEF is equals to 2 into half 1/4 of area ABC. So 1/4 and 2 will cancel and we'll get half of area ABC. So 2 DEF plus 2 DEF, 2 area DEF can be splitted and written as area DEF plus area DEF. Area DEF and area DEF is this 1 and 2. These two areas we can say, because previously we have got this one, that area DEF is equals to area FBD. So in place of DEF we'll write FBD, and hence we'll get the area of the parallelogram BDEF, which is equals to half of ABC. So our question number 5 is proved totally. Now question number 6. Question number 6, we have diagonal AC and BD of a quadrilateral ABCD intersects at O such that OB is equals to OD. If AB is equals to CD, then show that it is said that AB is equals to CD. So it is given. We have to show the following 3 parts, and here there is one hint given, that is from D and B we have to draw one perpendicular on AC. So from like this we have to draw 2 perpendiculars, one from D and one from B on the diagonal AC. So the first one is first we have drawn the perpendicular. So DN is perpendicular on AC and BM is perpendicular on AC. Now we will consider the small triangle, this one and this one. In these two triangles you can see N and M are 90, and at angle O, at point O, will get vertically opposite angle for this to congruency to prove. So here in triangle DON and triangle BOM, here first is angle N and angle M is 90. By construction it is 90 degree. Then angle angle O and angle O is vertically opposite and OD is equals to OB given. So which implies triangle DON is congruent to, so this sign will be congruency sign, congruent to BOM by angle side congruency rule. So using this congruency rule, we can say DN is equals to BM by CPCT. So by CPCT we can say DN is equals to BM. Also, since the triangles are congruent, their areas are also equal. So area of DON and area of BOM are equal. So this becomes our second equation. Now we will consider the triangle, this dotted one, that is triangle DCN and ABM. Here angle N and M are both equal by construction, that is 90 degree. CD is equals to AB, it is already given, CD is equals to AB, and DN is equals to BM we have got from equation 1 using CPCT. So these two triangles are congruent to each other by RHS rule. So the triangle DCN and ABM are congruent to each other by RHS rule. So since the triangles are congruent, their areas are equal. Now this equation 2 and equation 3, we are going to add these two equations. So we will get area DON and area DCN, that is of our left hand side, plus area BOM plus area ABM, that is of our right hand side. Together we will get area DOC is equals to area AOB. So this is how using the hint we have proved the areas of two triangles are equal. Now the second part was we have to obtain area of DCB and area of ACB. So DCB and ACB, these two triangles area are equal. Since we have already got DOC and AOB as equal, since we have already this part with us, we'll add the common part. The common part is COB. To both the triangles that we have already proved that the areas are equal, to it we'll add the common part BOC. So on adding we'll get adding area COB to both the sides. So area DOC plus area COB is equals to area AOB plus area COB. Together we will get DCB on our left hand side. So DOC plus OCB is DCB and AOB plus OCB is ACB. So area of both this triangle is equal. Now the last part we have to show that DA and CB is parallel to each other. But we already have area DCB and area ACB equal. Since they have a common base CD and the areas are equal, if two triangles have same base and equal area, then they lie between parallel lines. So we can say that DA is parallel to CB. Here the common base is CB and the areas of the triangle are equal. So we can say DA is parallel to CB. That is our theorem 9.3. And this was one that we have to prove, or we have to prove ABCD is a parallelogram. Now in the quadrilateral ABCD, one pair, that is AB, is already equal to CD. So AB is already equal to CD, and we got a pair that is opposite and parallel to each other. The other pair that is parallel to each other is DA is parallel to CB. So we can conclude that ACD is parallel to ABCD is a parallelogram. So one side we have proved equal, and one pair we have proved that they are parallel to each other. So the quadrilateral becomes a parallelogram. Now question number 7. In question number 7, this question is very small. Here it is said that D and E are the points on AB and AC respectively, such that the area of triangle DCB and ECB are equal, we have to prove that DE is parallel to BC. Here the triangle BCE and BCD are lying on a same base BC, so they have a same base BC and they are equal in areas, so we can conclude that they lie between parallel lines. The parallel lines is DE parallel to BC. So by using theorem 9.3 we can prove it that the lines DE is parallel to BC. So this is a very short question. It might be of 2 marks because here you have to state the theorem as well. Now the last sum, that is sum number 8. In sum number 8, it is said that XY is a line parallel to BC. So you can see the diagram was not given in the question. So by reading the question, we have to find the diagram. So if suppose we do not have the diagram, then we have to construct the diagram. So let us construct it. XY is a line parallel to the side BC. So we have a line BC of the triangle ABC. So we have a triangle ABC, and in this triangle XY is a line parallel to ABC. But where is X and how is the line bigger than X or bigger than BC or less than BC? We do not know. Now the next portion is said that if BE is parallel to AC, so BE is parallel to AC and CF is parallel to AB, meet XY at E and F respectively. So XY is a line which is smaller because it says XY meet E and F respectively. So BE, E will be this side, so BE is parallel to AC, it is parallel, and CF is again parallel to CF is again parallel to BX. So we get a diagram like this. Now we have to join E and F. Since I'm not so good with this hand diagram, so this is by question we have copied, and this diagram I have already pasted it before. Now it is given that XY is parallel to BC. So this box actually means imply. All these boxes means imply in this question. So imply or equals to, rather it means imply in this question. So XY is parallel to BC, so EY is also parallel to BC. BE is parallel to AC, so BE is also parallel to CY. So we can say that since these are parallel, so we can say BCYE is a parallelogram or EBCY is a parallelogram. Similarly, it is given XY is parallel to BC, so XF is parallel to BC. CF is parallel to AB, so CF is also parallel to XB. So we get BCFX as a parallelogram. Now BCXF are these triangle. If this is the common line, EY, BC and BCFX. So BCFX are the two parallelogram having a common base BC and lie between the parallel lines BC and CF. So we can say their areas are equal. So this becomes our first equation. Next we have the parallelogram EBCY. So we have EBCY is a parallelogram and AEB is a triangle. They have a common base EB. So the common base is EB and they lie between parallel lines. And they lie between the parallel lines. BE is parallel to AC. So we can say the area of the triangle is half of the area of the parallelogram. Similarly, we have the parallelogram BCFX. So BCFX is a parallelogram and ACF is a triangle. They lie between parallel lines. They lie on a common base CF and lie between the parallel lines CF parallel to AB. So we can say that the triangle ACF is half of triangle B, half of the area of the parallelogram BCFX. So from this equation 1 from previous slide, equation 2 and equation 3 together, we will get area of ABE, that is the triangle this one, and area of CEF, that is the triangle number 2, are equal to each other. So this is how, so these are the 4 questions that we have come through. Since it had many subparts, so explaining each subpart took a bit time. But I hope if you go through this tutorial fully, you will be able to understand the sums easily. Thank you so much.